Alrighty, we are back, and it's my birthday. Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. Yes, it's my birthday. I am 24. I wore this holiday sweater because when the video releases, it will be Christmas Day. So I wore a Christmas sweater. It's one of my favorites, and it has llamas on it. If I can find the llama. Ah, here we go. It's on the top one. Because I was like, do I really gotta lift this shirt all the way up to see the llamas? No, I didn't think so. But yeah, it has llamas on it. I love llamas. So, sending them birthday wishes, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. But, as always, hey, I am Drea. And I've been legal for 3 years to drink alcohol. So, probably gonna drink some alcohol when I'm done here. Now, do not promote underage drinking. Just wanted to put that out there. Just saying. Sorry, they're making movement outside, so I got confused. Just dark for no reason. What in the actual hell? So dark in front of my windows. Sorry for the confusion. Because there's people outside my window. And I'm not happy about it. I hate when people try to fuck on my time. Just give me a moment, because I don't know how long they're gonna freaking be there. And if they just move, I'd feel a little more safer. The fuck are they doing? They definitely didn't go downstairs yet. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to just deal with that. Restarting again. I'm still Drea. Sorry for that literal like minute and 45 seconds of silence. Didn't know what the hell was going on. I know that the sun is going down because it's like, almost 4, but like, fuck. Okay, anyway. This is Under These Ultraviolet Skies, the podcast. You can follow me on social media. You can follow me on Instagram at Under These Ultraviolet Skies Pod, or on Twitter at ultraviolet_pod, or you can become a patron on my Patreon, and that'd be cool, so I can make content. And I don't want to make content, yeah, but that's besides the point. Patreon.com/ Under These Ultraviolet Skies Pod. You can also find me and my merch on bonfire.com/ Under These Ultraviolet Skies Pod. Made merch. That new one's still out. It's been out for like a month now. Yeah, saying. Put that out there. Then you can also follow me on TikTok, because I have a TikTok now, under Ultraviolet Skies Pod. There's only one video up. They're all bad. It's okay. Anyway, so That's my regularly scheduled program before I got scared shitless. Excuse me, I burped. Okay, so we are going to talk about. As soon as I fucking figure it the hell out because I'm so bad at this. We're gonna talk about Christmas holiday memories because when I saw this as an option to talk about, I remembered. And then next week we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions, past and present. So, um, basically, the thing, my favorite Christmas memory. Oh wait, that wasn't on Christmas. The one I'm actually vividly thinking about is this time when I was like young. I was like under the double digits. I was probably like 8-ish, 7-ish, something ish. Mm. I also throw in a birthday memory too because my family likes to combine my presents because I'm 6 days away from Christmas, and that's fine. But it's also the only people I tolerate it from, and no one else. Just saying. That's besides the point, though. So, my favorite Christmas memory that I can remember, I don't. I mean, I like Christmas. I love Christmas so much that like literally that's what the fuck I've been talking about these past like couple weeks. But like, I love Christmas so much. I don't think it's even because of the specific fanfare of it. I think it's more because of if fun times. I get to be with my family, my intermediate family, not like the far fetched bitches, not them, but like yeah, it's a time to be with family. Good tidings to you and your kin, and good tidings for Christmas and a happy New Year. And we always hope it's happy when stuff happens, life happens, the drama. But that's besides the point. I really think that the one I can remember now is below double digits. I remember it was Christmas, but there was nothing there. There was no presents, no nothing. There was nothing there, and we went to my cousin's house. My cousin, we actually don't speak too much anymore. So we went to my cousin's house. We had Christmas dinner with them. And when we came back, still no presents. And it's like when you're young, you kind of like hope there's presents, not expect it. Because I was definitely not that type of child. I always hoped there was presents. Doesn't mean that there has to be. Just hope that there was. Um, I think the thing is that there wasn't, so it was like kind of disheartening because oh there's no presents, but then my mother, swear to God, okay, I'm fine. But then my mother came out with two large garbage bags filled with toys, one for me, one for my sister. And then we had toys that year, and it was like disheartening at first, but then it was like ah, presents, because as a child that's all the hell you care about. It's just presents. Well, I don't not when I was a child, I really didn't care about presents that much. I think the only thing I really cared about was that, like, we were together and such, and seeing my grandmother on Christmas, on like the holidays and such. That's pretty much it. Sorry for the yawning. I'm always tired. That's besides the point. Um, took off from work because fuck. No, not really. I took 3 days off. I took the 17th through today off because I want my 3 days, honestly. And I think I deserve it. I'm not getting paid for it, which sucks because I have to be prepared for when the freaking snow comes and I cannot get the hell out of here. Can't get out of here. And the freaking buses don't run. Because I leave early, so it's like I don't expect people to pick me up. My manager said that she would, but it's also like, girl, if you're not leaving at a time that I leave, don't pick me up. It's just pretty much it. So yeah, I think um I wasn't sure I'm recording because I always gotta you know. I think that was a very good Christmas memory because like I pretty much saw nothing then throughout the day, basically, but barely even thinking about it, expected nothing, to then come home to nothing, to then magically there's something there. I think that was beautiful Christmas magic. And since it's my birthday, I'm gonna throw in a birthday memory. Um, I think the best one that I always remember because I always have, not always have, but I still have my birthday present. I have a pig, and I will show her to y'all after the break. That's not right now, but um, I got her when I was 5. My mother used to work at Gertrude Hawk. Yeah, she used to work at Gertrude Hawk in the mall in our town, and she used to work there. So for Christmas, she not for Christmas, for my birthday, she got me one of the stuffed animals. And that was the only gift I believe that was the only gift I received that year. Or it was the only one I cared about. One or the other happened because I completely forget the rest of it after seeing that stuffed animal. I love that stuffed animal so much. I've had it for the past 19 years. I've watched it here and there. I've watched it here and there, but other than that, that's my favorite that's my favorite birthday present and favorite birthday memory I've ever received. Like, don't get me wrong, throughout the years, old friend not old friends, bitches I don't talk to anymore, have gotten me presents throughout the years, and other actual old friends have gotten me presents throughout the years. And then nothing amounts to that present specifically because I always remember her fondly and she's always here because I want to give her to my first child. That's what I want to do. And she about to be 20 years old next year. So, yeah. She's about to be 20 years old. And she's still in perfect condition. I've never ripped that and literally never like thrown her out a window or something. Never like, tugged or pulled at her. And whenever I got into like a fight with my sister and we were like pulling the stuffed animals and shit, that girl knew it was mine and I wasn't putting her in the middle and she knew not to touch it because I didn't touch any of her damn shit. It was like her specifically, it wasn't like hours together, you know? So yeah. Um I think those are both my memories, my favorite ones. Ew. Sorry, my back hurts a lot because I got an ass that is the fat, and it hurts a lot when I because my ass is the fat. I know it's awful. So, like last week, I said I was going to talk about my favorite show of all time, which is Doctor Who, which for my 16th birthday, I actually received the 50th anniversary movie special that they came out with that year. for my birthday. So another good freaking memory. But my favorite one is the pig because I still have her and I still have that DVD. But yeah, so Doctor Who. This past season was mind-boggling, and I honestly didn't know what the hell was happening for like at least half of it. So if y'all watch Doctor Who and y'all finished this season on AMC Plus, because the girl don't have cable, and I literally bought AMC Plus so I can see Doctor Who. A girl is completely confused. I'm not gonna lie. And also, if you did not see it yet, basically spoiler alert. I'm gonna put that in the description and the in like brackets in the title. So, Doctor Who. So freaking episode 1, basically. Like, what the heck? Let me pull up another browser real quick so I can type in AMC Plus. Okay. Honestly, I understand that AMC Plus has this new season. I don't know if they are putting the freaking um New Year's episode on it, but I hope they are. I don't know if they are though, so let's hope. Hi, I remember that. Sorry. Okay, that's just that's funny. Sorry. I'm trying to not like click on the episode. It's basically what the heck I'm trying to not do. Sorry that these freaking videos are always gonna be so shaky because the thing sucks. Let's see if it'll do it without playing it. Ah, 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 ah. Okay, never mind. I did it with playing it. Okay, so this is season 13, of course. Season 13, 13th Doctor. Love it. Beautiful. A plus. So basically, this is called Doctor Who Flux. It's still the 13th season of Doctor Who, but they basically named the season. And it was 6 episodes long. The last episode was freaking 2 weeks ago at this point in time. So I'm over here like still in over it. So basically what happens is because I have to like look at the thing so I can like explain it because when I was trying to explain it to my mother, I was confused. I like I messed everything up. So pretty much the Halloween Apocalypse is the name of the first episode. So basically, what happens in the first episode is that the flux is coming. The doctor doesn't know that the flux is coming. The doctor's trying to do some other shit, trying to figure out who the hell is Cavanista, which is a dog, but not really a dog. He's a Lombardian, which is a dog-like species. So yeah. Basically the Lombardians are trying to help the humans get off of Earth. Oh. Trying to get the humans off of Earth so that they can get them to safety while the flux is happening. So while all this is freaking happening, while all of this is freaking happening, the doctor's trying to figure out basically who the hell she is because I'm fine. because she found out last season that basically she had a whole different life before being the doctor who she is right now, and apparently also being another woman, which is nice. And because she doesn't recognize the face of who the hell this person is. She doesn't recognize who the hell this is because, like, when you're a Time Lord, you remember all the faces you've been, and she hasn't. So she was like, what the hell? Who the hell is you? Then she found out that she's basically the Timeless Child who's not even a freaking Time Lord. It's a completely separate species of she doesn't know what the hell. And that's pretty much what the heck happened at the end of the last season. So now she's trying to figure all that out, which is how the Halloween apocalypse happens. And then the flux happens. And she's over here like, what the hell is going on? So she tries to stop Cavanista from the freaking Cavanista and the Limparians from freaking um trying to invade the earth, and then she found out that it's the flux. And she's confused on what the hell the flux is. So she's trying to stop the flux and trying to protect Earth as best as she can. And then, for some freaking reason, the Centaurs come into play at the end of the episode. And so that's where I got like a little confused at first. Because I'm like, the frick is this? I was confused. I was confused for a minute. And she meets this new guy named Dan, and Dan is now one of her new companions that is like, on this whole journey with her while the flux is happening. And him and Cavanista do not see eye to eye, and it's funny AF. I love it so much. Just trying to keep the time on the freaking whatchamacallit on the recording time I have. So what happens after that is that she did get to protect the earth, use the Limparian ships to basically create a shield over the earth, so when the flux came by, like, they were going to be fine. So it did work, which is nice. It worked. So it worked, and then that's the end of episode 1. So then, oh wait, no, I lied. You also meet this they also meet this girl named Claire in episode 1, and she knows who they are, but she doesn't know who she is, so then she's confused. It was very confusing. And then she's like, okay, whatever. All this stuff is going on. Sorry. All this stuff is going on, and she's like, okay, cool, we'll meet again later, basically, at another time, which is fine, whatever. And then Claire gets taken by a weeping angel. And then it's like, what the heck? Now there's a weeping angel involved? Confusing, because the Centaurs, the weeping angels, they're usually not both. Sorry, microphone. They're not usually both in like the same episode. All the old and all the old slash classic Doctor Who villains usually get their own episode. So that's why I'm like confused on why now there's like 2 things going on. But then after that, it's the end of episode 1. So then in episode 2, she meets Mary Seacole. And to anyone who's British out there that's watching this, you already know who the hell Mary Seacole is. But Mary Seacole is basically like a step further than Florence Nightingale. Why does Florence seem incorrect? Whatever, don't care. But she's like a step further. Like, she actually goes out onto the battlefield, tries to tries to help the wounded, and the wounded of the I'm literally already forgetting which war it was, and I don't care. It started with a C, whatever. She basically helped the wounded of each side of the war, which was the war against the Russians and the British soldiers. But now it's not against Russia anymore because of the Centaurs. It's now the Centaurans against the British. Mind blowing, because literally they were there for like 3 minutes. 3 minutes in the freaking last episode, so that's why I was like confused. I'm over here like, what? That makes no sense either. And then, so her, Dan, and Yaz all meet Mary Seacole, and then Dan and Yaz disappeared. And then I was confused for a second because I'm like, what the hell is going on? This don't make no sense either. So yeah, I'm on the right track. So then this doesn't make any sense either. So what happens is that now the doctor is just with Mary Seacole and some random British general that I don't care about because honestly, didn't remember his name long enough to care. So the doctor is with mysterious British general guy and Mary Seacole, and then Yaz gets taken to a planet called Time, which I didn't know until a little later. Then Dan's taken back to the present, which is 2021, and finds out about the Centaurs and such, just like the doctor did when she met with Mary Seacole. So the Centaurs started all the way back from that freaking war and impeded themselves, like not impeded, but penetrated themselves into freaking history from that first point on to 2021. Because Dan also sees the Centaurs, and apparently they've been ruling all of this bullshit for some freaking reason. And then Yaz is somewhere completely different. And then Yaz meets this guy named Vinder. Now, Vinder is a cool guy, and I like him. Ow, my ear hurts. But Vinder is this cool guy. I like him. He used to be like in the military on his home planet, which I also don't remember the name of. Either they didn't mention it until way late in the game, or I forgot, which is probably the latter, and both happened. That's besides the point. But then Vinder was trying to say that the Grand Serpent basically was making a peace treaty with this other species and had some clauses in his peace treaty that was not to be known by anyone else in government. So, yeah, basically, what the Grand Serpent was like, find these 9 people, 5 of them need to come back, and 4 of them can just disappear. Make it happen. Don't care how, just as long as they're dead. So then that happened, and then he told the guy who's ranked above him, and then he was sent on his way onto a little freaking space needle in the middle of space, is how I'm gonna freaking explain that. And then I will get back to the rest of Vinder's little story in a hot second. No, not in a hot second, but after our ad break. So just wait like a little bit longer for that, because we're not even to the nitty gritty of it yet. It's really cool. Again, I will see you in like a minute and a half or some dumb, I don't know, some crap like that. I don't remember. Oi. Ow. Ow. Sorry, I got hurt. Okay. We'll get back to Doctor Who's story soon. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll see y'all in like a few. Hey, I didn't see you there. Well, if you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, like I do. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, maybe some Google Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started, if you so please. And back to the video. Alrighty, back to our regularly scheduled program. Now back to Vendor. Like Vendor. He's cool. Space Needle in the middle of space. So he also interacted with the Flux. Pretty much in the first episode, of course. But then when the Flux was about to consume him, he got transported to the freaking planet of time too, where the Yaz is, right? Okay. So, Yaz and Vendor meet, cool, bros. So this little thingy, this little robot, bullshit, which is basically like a triangle that floats. Um, he's basically like he's a part of a clan called the Miri, which is also another race, and the Miri and the Miri help time flow with ease and not all over the place like it used to once upon a time. Ooh, interesting, right? Okay. So then I'm over here like, okay, when the hell did that all freaking happen? You know what I mean? When did all that bullshit? I need to fuck. So then what happens is that I get a freaking cut back to freaking Swarm and Azure. So Swarm, that was also in the first episode. We're talking about the second episode, but this also happened in the first episode. Swarm apparently is old friends. Well, not really friends, but like a bitch she used to know once upon a time when she was a she like the first time or one of the few times, I don't know, um from her past. And sorry, that hurt though, but I really had to yawn. So freaking what happened was is that freaking Stumble, they used to freaking, fight. She used to like, fight him and shit. Well, not really, because she has morals and shit. But he got locked up because of everything that happened. There was this big freaking bullshit legend. This big legend around him that he was like, locked up here before time even like got started. Blah blah blah. You know. All that. All that or something like that. So then what happens is that freaking um Swarm was patient, just like the Weeping Angels are. And it's weird. That makes no sense. Because what the hell? So basically, Crimean War is what the hell the war I was thinking about, by the way. I forget. So Swarm was patient and he waited and waited years and years and years, probably like about an eon or some shit, for all this stuff to happen and then for him to come back. and do his thing like he does, which is, deplete all living creatures of whatever energy they have and then dust. That's basically his thing. But that's besides the point. So what happens after that is that I'm over here and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm confused. As always. I'm always confused and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So he's basically trying to do his thing. He brings back a freaking whatchamacallit. A species that is not like known anymore because they were like outlawed in the universe or some dumbass shit. I don't know. Outlawed in the universe called Passenger. He brings the passengers back because when he was first locked up, they went back into the void or whatever the heck. Back into pretty much like not really extinction because they were just placed somewhere else. But kind of. So, freaking what happened after that was that he tried to like, talk to her telepathically, give her like visions and shit, about what the hell is going on and all this extra freaking crap. So I'm over here like, okay, what the fuck's you? The thing's just freaking confusing, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. But Vinder and Yaz are trying to figure out how the hell to help this, like, freaking triangle thing. And trying to help Demiri be back to being able to, fix time again. Because the flux came in, went through them, and basically hurt one of them. And one of them died. Poor girls. Didn't get to meet her. But freaking I'm trying to remember. Freaking poor girls. But one of them died. Yeah. One of them died and she needs to be repaired because they're basically kind of like holograms a little bit. Not like freaking some other shit. They're kind of there, but they're not there. It's weird. It's like they're living on another plane type of thing, It's weird. But then freaking Swarm actually went to go get Azure, and then Azure was like living as like a totally different lady and stuff in like the middle of nowhere with a guy, married to him and everything. And I'm over here freaking confused because that doesn't make no sense either. But he went to go get her, got her, thought it was cool, thought it was bomb tickety bomb and shit. And freaking not ice hurt, I'm sorry. I'm just also trying to remember because like it's so much information and my mind is like bombarded with all the information because like a lot of it doesn't piece together, so it's like what's happening, you know what I mean? But yeah, besides that, yeah, he went to go get Azure, got her, and then they actually went to the planet called Time and found Vinder and Yaz who were trying to fix the thing. And then Swarm apparently knows everything, and it's weird because it's like, what? How the hell does he know fucking everything? It's confusing. Makes no sense. Like, what the hell is going on? This shit just doesn't make sense, I'm not gonna lie. But that's besides the point. Then Dan still in 2021 and freaking he's trying to like stop the Santars, while also the doctor's trying to stop the Santars from the time of the Crimean Wars, like 18 whatever the hell. And gotta adjust real quick because I'm over here like shit. I'm okay. So freaking um what happens is that like Dan's trying to stop them in 2021. The doctor's trying to stop them in the war, Crimean War era. And, you know, Mary Seacole's like, I don't know what the hell is going on, but, like, you know, keep doing your thing, girl, get it. You know, pretty much. Mary Seacole was so nice. The lady that, like, you know, played Mary Seacole, fun. Love her. She's nice. I think I've seen her before, but I do not remember where I've seen her before. Besides that, um, freaking whatchamacallit happened. So the doctor who's helping Mary Seacole right now, and the human and all the other humans trying to defeat the Santars and shit. She figured Mary Seacole, smart ass lady, she records everything, anything. Figure out like, you know, their schedule, their sleep pattern, and basically like their sleep patterns because they're like asleep for like only 7 minutes of the day. That's classic. Sorry, confusing. But he figures out their sleep pattern, and the Santars are only like asleep for like 7 minutes of the day, pretty much, to you know power down, chillax, and shit, and you know refuel because they can't freaking breathe Earth's air. And the doctor put two and two together because of course Mary Seacole didn't freaking know that. So she figured this out, then went to go to the Santars area and such, and was like, okay, cool, I got y'all. We're doing this shit my way. Freaking what happens next is that like she did get to defeat the Santars, but then the freaking guy, freaking British General guy is a freaking dick. Like always, there's always that one guy that's always a dick, and always supposed to be rude as hell for no freaking reason, man. Cause she's basically like, okay, Santars, don't be doing this shit. I want no more bloodshed. Y'all chillax and go the fuck back where you came. Then the freaking guy is fucking aiming a gun at her, and it's like, oh, you don't speak for us. I speak for us. I'm ready to freaking play war with this motherfucker. Well, even though the Sunrise literally obliterated the hell out of his people, he's alive. He's dumb as hell. Well, when she finally got the Santars to leave, he freaking blew them up. And he's like, that didn't need to happen. And then also because of time being out of whack, there was something wrong with the TARDIS and such. But the TARDIS finally got back to like her form. We call the TARDIS a her because it just makes sense. But the TARDIS freaking after all of this happening, TARDIS was like way out of loop, finally like aligned back at least a little bit. So she went to go get freaking Dan and left Mary Seacole with the freaking you know, whatchamacallit, the freaking general guy that's a dumbass, by the way. I hate him. And sorry, I'm trying to like wrap this up because I only have 15 more minutes and I think I can figure it out. But after all of this happening, she's like, what the fuck? You know? And then she gets Dan stops him on his end. Then Dan and her goes to find Yaz, but doesn't know where Yaz is. But then Swarm takes over the controls again. And freaking takes over the controls of the TARDIS, brings her to where the hell she needs to be. Then they meet once again. Then Swarm put Vinder and Yaz in place of the Muries because the Muries have enough stability in their system to be able, well, enough power in their like whole like system in general to freaking stabilize time. And if it goes through like a human and whatever the hell Vinder is, because it was never explained, whatever the hell Vinder is, um, he's like whatever. Then it would pretty much like cook them alive type of stuff. And then that's pretty much the end of that episode because that's where it leaves off because Swarm's about to freaking kill him. So then freaking hard cut. That's how freaking episode 3 starts. Hard cut. His name's Belle's story. I'm like, who the hell is this? Don't know. Confused. Okay. Okay. So Belle, cute, cute as hell. Love her. She's over here. She's trying to, find her way through the world. She's like camping out a different site. She's trying to like, keep it moving. Trying to. She was in when I first meet her. She's in a dialect sector, as she calls it, and then she moves again. She thinks she's gonna find salvation somewhere else, and then she ends up freaking finding a sector that has like the Cybermen, which then I'm confused again because like why are the Daleks and the Cybermen also in a freaking episode, and also with the Weeping Angels? What the hell is going on? This shit's confusing. The thing don't make sense. I'm confused. But anyway, back to Belle's hard cut. Then she's trying to, get out of there. She finds a Lamparian ship that's like left behind. She gets in it, drives off and stuff. She's like, okay, I'm out of here, toodles, basically. Hard cut back into whatever the hell the doctor's doing. So the doctor decides to put her and her friends, and Vinder, who's extra, into the middle of a time storm. And then the time storm, of course, separates them and puts them in their own time streams of what did happen, what could have happened in the lives they could have led and did lead X, Y, and Z. So I'm over here like, okay, cool vibes. Love that. That's fun. And that's how she learned that she used to be on the planet of time before and met Swarm before. And all of this was before when she was also Ruth, which is like the mysterious extra doctor that no one has any idea where the hell she's placed, but they're thinking it's before the first doctor even came into play in 1969. That's where they're thinking that where the hell she comes in. But whatever, it happens. And then freaking they tried to solve all the freaking they try to solve all their problems. She did get them pulled out of the time stream because she asked Demiris for Demiris' help once again because that's what she did in the past. So she asked for Demiris' help once again, and Demiri gave them her help. And she was trying to figure out what the hell was going on with this piece of the puzzle that she's trying to fix. And this piece of the puzzle that she's trying to fix so she knows who the hell she is because basically now there's extra time that she doesn't know what the hell is going on. Pretty much. Excuse me. That's pretty much what happens there. But then when she gets out of it, she's able to, do her thing. The swarm is like this one. Storm is like, okay, I'll meet you again, whatever. She was able to fix time. She was able to fix time because she got the mirror back in place because the flux got time out of place in the first place. Was able to stop the flux because the flux is basically time in general, and fixed everything. But then whatever the hell happened, the damage was already done. So now she's trying to fix it in the next 3 episodes. So then in the 4th episode, she meets Claire once again. We love Claire. I love Claire. Claire's nice. Claire got freaking spoofed, basically, by a weeping angel into 1965. She's basically in this town called Metterton, known as the Cursed Village. And how it begins out is that there's this old lady, and she's like, oh, she's talking to the pastor of the church, talking to him, and she's like, count the gravestones. And he's like, I know that there's only 92, so there's no need for me to count it. And she's like, well, you need to check again, because there's one more gravestone, you know? And he's like, I don't believe in that freaking hippie bullshit, basically. I'm still the man of the cloth. She's like, count it again, see what happens. She then leaves him, and then he gets freaking taken. Not taken, but like transported somewhere else, and it gets transported somewhere else by a weeping angel, because he ends up in front of a weeping angel because he didn't notice that statue before. So the statue is a weeping angel, takes him and such, and then he gets to be transported to wherever the hell he went, because I never figured out where the hell he went. But they already took this little girl named Peggy. But Peggy's in 1901, where Yaz and freaking Dan get taken to as well. Yaz and Dan gets taken into 1901 because a different angel also got them. And that's where they were transported to. And then Eustachius, my favorite, Dr. Eustachius, he's a psychologist. Eustachius is with Claire, and Claire has a weeping angel inside of her, and basically whatever the weeping angel is inside of is a weeping angel. So then all of that happens, and then the doctor, tries to enter Claire's mind and such. So then she does, and then Claire has the weeping angel inside of her. So then the weeping angel is like, okay, I have some demands. I have knowledge on whatever the hell the division is about. And that's who the doctor's trying to find. They're trying to find, division. And why did they take that information from her? And who the hell she used to be and all that stuff. So then she's like, I can give you the information you need if you help me. So then she agrees to help her. And then the angels start to do quantum extraction, which this is all to freaking take a different freaking angel. But then the angel freaking double crosses the doctor, and is like, well, they want you more than me, so I'm gonna let them take you. So then the doctor turns into a weeping angel. Now over here like, what the fuck? So then when that happens, I'm over here like, what the heck? And then it's another hard cut, because there's a hard cut at the end of episode 3, which showed, what the fuck? Okay, sorry, my bad. Which also showed Belle by herself talking to a hologram of Vinder, and I'm like, oh, you're supposed to be with Vinder. and such. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Whatever. And then it hard cuts to Vendor trying to find Belle, but then Belle is on this planet where Azure was a passenger trying to take all these people and use their life forces and shit to this thing power up this thing so they could get into Division because Division is in between two different universes, which they put into the freaking show to basically be like, yeah, there are multiple freaking versions, multiple universes in existence in X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, okay. I like how they use that theory because they definitely didn't talk about it before. So that's cool. But the hard cut at the end was basically Vendor not finding Belle, but Belle leaving something for him on a different planet. Found it and was like, okay, now I know where you're going. So then she tried to leave him coordinates, but then she babbled on too long and then it cut off and he couldn't find her. But then figured out how to find her. So it's okay. Then the next episode, the freaking doctor is actually taken to Division because Swarm and Azure like pretty much made it happen. Is how the hell they're making it seem. And basically, Yazdan and Eustachius were trying to, because they were stuck in 1901, were trying to figure out a way to get back to the doctor, to find the doctor and see what the hell is going on. You know? It's basically what the hell they were trying to do for like from 1901 to like 1904. That's what they were trying to do for like 3 years. But they did get back to the doctor because the doctor was stuck in Division, and then actually the doctor divided because of something. I'm forgetting what it was. The doctor actually became three different versions of herself, and then what happens is that she actually finds Yaz, Danny, Eustachius, gets them off of wherever the hell. Not really gets them off because she actually gets back to them because of her TARDIS because she was trying to get into her TARDIS. Um, gets to where Yaz, Danny, Eustachius are, meets Kate again because like Kate's the head of unit, well when she was a he, um didn't like unit as like a whole, but she made it better. So yeah, so pretty much she knows who the hell the Grand Serpent is, knows that he's trying to do some dodgy shit, and she's like, I know you're trying to do dodgy shit. I ain't gonna freaking let it happen, cause guess what? I ain't stupid. I know who the fuck she is. So yeah, he was trying to kill her, and that didn't work because the doctor's there, and she's like, no. She's like, no, and then Kate's like, no. It's just funny. And then when all this is going on, Bender and Belle actually end up back together, get back into the TARDIS, and there's two doctors in the TARDIS and shit, and it's funny. Then they freaking save and figure out that freaking head of division is her fucking mom. Well, the person who found her, which is so funny. You're like, what? Okay, whatever. Um, it was so funny. because freaking Swarmanager is all trying to do this for a purpose, trying to fix time into the way that they wanted to be fixed, and then they couldn't do it. And then they took the doctor with them, like they do, like they did, and then fucking after that, time basically was like, fuck you guys, you're out now. And then time talked to just the doctor and told the doctor that everything must come to an end. Don't think you basically live forever just because you're the timeless child and such. Everything must come to an end at some point. But pretty much time is like, you'll probably find a way to stop it. We'll see what happens though. So yeah, that was pretty much all of the freaking season 13. I'm over here so fucking confused. But I'm happy that Belle and Vinder found each other again, and that was nice. There's like a big conspiracy theory that Belle and Vinder are basically the Doctor's parents. And I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. But you can still follow me on all the social medias that I mentioned before and in all the other episodes. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. Happy birthday to me.